Well, here we go then. It doesn't get any bigger than this. £175,000 up for grabs in this year's Star Sports and Towcester Racecourse Greyhound Derby Final. It's on Saturday night, and it will, of course, be live on Racing Post Greyhound TV. We are going to piece together the final and that all-important run to the first turn. You can see the figures we've got on the graphic there, the straight up. We've got what we feel the dogs did on the semi-final, along with an average, an objective average. Of course, the greyhounds have raced from different traps, and we've taken those figures, given you an average throughout this year's derby. Right, we will start on the inside. We'll go race card order then. Cochise, the powerful Cesarewitch champion from Central Park. He gets the red jacket. Now, we're going to have a look at Cochise winning from trap 3. This was early doors in the derby. In fact, the first round back on May the 27th. He was very trappy at the start of this derby, and he's quite happy to take a middle course here. You can just see him steering off a little bit in the white jacket. Now being on the inside. This is only the second time he's ever raced from trap 1. He raced in the red jacket once over the 695 at home. It was a moderate 4-runner affair. He was able to boss the inside. He's certainly more rouse to middle than rouse, and if we see the trappy version of Cochise, in which we saw at the start of this derby, he might move off a touch and cause problems for Gaytime Nemo, who we of course will move on to now. Dons the blue jacket of trap 2, one of 3 Graham Holland trained finalists. A versatile tracker. He's taken a straight line to the corner from whichever box he has raced from in this derby. He gets an average of 1.9. That is because he has raced from 2, 1, 1, 5 and then 1. We're going to have a look at him in the opening round when he raced from trap 2. This is the only other time he's been in the blue jacket in this derby. He's classy, he's experienced, and he will mind himself on the run to the turn. You can see he's very happy to be in 2. We'll need to trap smartly, I feel, to avoid Cochise, while Romeo Command has tended to step right from traps a couple of times during this derby, but he went straight to the corner from 5. He's gone straight to the corner from 1 and 2. He'll no doubt go straight to the corner once again. That's Gaytime Nemo. Right, let's move on then to Romeo Command. We're going to have a look at him doing the business in the second round. This was on the 2nd of June, and he was in the white jacket, which of course he races from in the derby itself. Now, Patrick Janssens has seeded Romeo Command Rouse. Probably a tactical seeding in order to get a middle draw, and that's exactly what he's got in this derby. You can see he's very happy to race down the middle there. On 1 or 2 occasions, I've already mentioned, he has shown a tendency just to step right, look for the hare, and immediately out of the boxes. Will he do the same here? Well, it wasn't the case in the VT we just saw there. He looks well drawn. He perhaps doesn't possess the huge early speed of Swords Rex into the corner, so we'll need a flashy exit, perhaps similar to the exit that was produced by Kalara Lion and Thorn Falcon 2 years ago. Who knows? We'll need to be on his toes, but we think he'll take a straight line to the turn in the white jacket. Now then, the irrepressible and undefeated Anti-Post Jolly, now favourite and likely to be odds on in this final, Swords Rex. He again is a greyhound who's seemingly taken a straight line to the turn. He's raced from 4 twice. This was back in the 3rd round, and this was so impressive. The speed and the straight line he takes in the black jacket here. He did appear to take a step inside from trap 5 in his semi-final last week, and I think trap 4 looks just about perfect for him. Although the race card reads very quick away a number of times throughout this derby, there's not really been flashy breaks from Swords Rex. He's come away racing, exceptional early pace immediately upon leaving the traps. He's certainly taken to Towcester and those curved front boxes, and he's been flawless in this derby. He is, of course, bidding to become the first undefeated derby champion since Westmead Cork in 2006, and he's certainly drawn to take a straight line into the corner. Now, the 3rd and final member of the Graham Holland team is Clona Duke. We're going to have a look at him. This was back in the 3rd round of the derby on June the 10th. This was from trap 4. Now, prior to this final, this is the furthest that Clona Duke has been drawn away from the inside, but he, of course, smashed the track record in the semi-final. And he's a classy and versatile tracker who will race straight to the corner. He did, of course, steer away from the inside in the first round, winning trap 1. And any sort of draw down the middle suits him. You feel he'll take a pretty straight line to the turn, just as he did prior to coming into this derby. He raced from trap 5 when he won the €10,000 Waterford Select Stakes. Kept a nice straight line to the corner on that occasion, and perhaps benefit from a little squeeze on the inside. So expect him to go straight to the turn from the orange jacket. And out wide now, we're going to have a look at Ninja Kerry, the only seeded greyhound. He's, of course, a middle, but he gets trap 6. Now, he's raced from 6 a couple of times now, quarterfinals and semi-finals. We're going to go back to his quarterfinal effort. This was behind Gaytime Nemo. You can see him out wide in trap 6. And although he carries the middle tag, he's quite happy to be out in trap 6. He's a smart tracker. The issue with him, perhaps, and Connections have mentioned this already during the week, not dropping in onto the rail at the turn like he did at Hove in the past. He perhaps run a slightly better bend in his semi-final behind Swords Rex. We're not as wide, and it'll be interesting to see how Ninja Kerry runs that first turn, but he'll mind himself on the run to the bend. There are our figures. As mentioned, and Connections have mentioned at the Derby lunch, everyone's happy. The dogs are drawn for a fairly clean run to the turn. Issues: if Cochise flashes out, could he hinder Gaytime Nemo? And will Romeo Command take that step right that we've seen a couple of times during this derby? He didn't do it last time he was in the white jacket, so perhaps he'll take a straight line to the turn. All things being equal, Swords Rex is booked for a clear run, and that leads us to the bets then. Where do we go to find an angle into this derby? He's a worthy favourite, and a superstar. Swords Rex has not put a paw wrong yet in this derby, and it's his to lose really at the boxes. I think he'll take a straight line to the turn. If he is to win this derby, it'll be from the front. He'll hold up Kennel Mate and the second favourite Clona Duke on the run to the corner, which could leave Clona Duke and Ninja Kerry vulnerable to Romeo Command getting a run up the inside. He looks to have the legs of the inside duo, and that's our forecast with 4 over 3. It promises to be an absolute belter. We're looking likely a clear run to the turn, and may the best dog win. £175,000 up for grabs on Saturday night. It's of course live on Racing Post Greyhound TV.